Alex's After Effects of the Mohawk Valley Wellness CNY Bachelorette. Brought to you by Ocean Blue and the town of Webb.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's After Effects. And today we are recapping Adam's date. So, I have Adam in studio. How are you, Adam?
Pretty good.
It is It's Liz's first appearance on Alex's After Effects. Nice of you to join us.
I usually try not to be on the show because I like to say that I'm in everybody's court.
Okay, I am in everybody's court as well. But you know what? You got to come on at some point.
Fair enough.
So Adam's date, we had the chance to talk about.
So we're like getting right into it.
Yeah, why? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know if there's like prep that like.
No,
okay.
There's no prep. We just wing it. So
okay.
How are you feeling and doing since the date?
I'm feeling good. It's so weird to just have so much time off now after the crazy hectic week that we had.
Because you had the first date. So how do you think that you placed yourself in the back of her mind since she's got 3 more dates left?
I know I made a good impact because we knew each other from before, and so just going out together, I know that she's gonna be able to like remember me.
Right.
So I left a good impression on that mark. In regards to like romantic, I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I'm very dense when it comes to that.
So before we go into your date anymore, I want to know your thoughts on the group date because I didn't get to get you on the episode last week. How do you think the group date went overall?
Group date was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see other people's like interactions with her. The stealing away was a little corny, but at the same time, it was also a lot of fun.
Though.
It was a lot of fun being able to do.
Were you nervous when you had to steal her away?
No, I was more nervous just like before we sat down and started.
Before you
talking.
started, and then it started raining.
And then it started. I liked the rain. I thought it was pretty nice.
I think it's like maybe like every time you guys hang out now, it's gonna rain.
I hope not.
It happened, and I think what was crazier about this group date versus last year's group date was the fact that like it happened in a town versus it happened in like a area. So like I thought it was super cool that they got to meet like on the lake, and they were able to go to different restaurants up in Old Forge in the town of Webb. I thought it was pretty cool.
It was, and we got to chauffeur them around. I felt real official,
right? Like it felt like real. It was just like it was very cool.
It was very cool. Yes, it was. And how do we think that Kelly is doing as the Bachelorette?
Oh, she's doing a fantastic job.
She's loving it.
She's loving it, but she's also like having fun with it. And I know she's super concerned with how everything like ends up. She's very.
I know.
She
wants everybody to be happy.
She wants everyone to be happy, which is a part of her personality. And I kept telling her, like it's still one person's gonna win. Like it's not like everybody can win. So I think she's doing a great job so far, and I think she's kind of going with it. Like if we get into Adam's date, like we made her ride a chairlift in the rain.
Yes,
and she was all for it. So I was like, "Go, girl! That's a round of applause for you," because you were like, "Okay, let's do it."
So I guess it's a good thing that I have you on the show today because you're one of your very good friends, Jordan. Adam is her brother, so you grew up with him in a way. So technically, you're kind of like an older sister, but not.
100%. Like it's my best friend's baby brother, and I have been around Adam my entire life. And I think what was more shocking was he didn't tell me he was applying.
You just kind of saw it.
It came through my email, and I saw his name, and I was like, what? I was like, this can't be real. And then I found out that Callie and him knew each other in high school, and he saw this as the greatest opportunity to like just talk to her
and reconnect and just say hi.
He did all this work just to say hi again.
Do you think it was a little more sketchier that it was raining?
No, it was actually a lot prettier because it was raining.
Okay, this is another thing. I wish I had like a bottle of tequila or something to take a shot every time you guys brought up fall being pretty and the leaves. I would probably like be half in the bag by the end of the entire episode.
But there wasn't much else to talk about than that. Like, that was so overwhelming.
I guess that's my other thing. Do you think that you have like, I don't want to say disadvantage, but do you think that you guys have less to talk about because a lot of it is like reminiscing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially on the car ride, like, to and there, we were talking about, like, high school and stuff, people we used to know, things like that. And probably not wanting to bring up other people during it or whatnot, we tried to, like, corral the conversation into, like, a little bit more personal things that we don't really know a lot, but...
And do you think that you guys did that pretty well?
I think so.
And do you think that, like, being the friend from high school, you do have a little bit of, like, momentum?
A little bit, maybe.
A little bit. And so when we recap the date, how do we think the date went overall, minus the fact that it was fall?
Minus the fact that it was fall. We talked about how pretty it was and how fall it was. And I think the date went really well. I think that the two of them needed the time to talk. So I think the fact that they got to, like, be on the chairlift together and then also get to, like, head to dinner, like, they didn't necessarily need an activity to keep the two of them in conversation.
Right. And a lot of it was also reconnecting and obviously getting to a deeper level of personal stuff.
Right.
And he said kind of that's what he struggled with in the beginning, was leaning, like, straying away from high school
Being a friend.
stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think that he has an advantage or a disadvantage? Or do you think it's a little bit of both?
I think it's both.
I think it's both,
I think it's both because, like, past you is here. Like, it's like past you has happened and you did those things in the past, and she will forever know that. Like,
Right.
Callie doesn't know how
Him now.
Yeah, right. So it's like, it's one of those things. I think it's like a disadvantage and also an advantage because we were in the car all together because I was the driver, and we were talking about high school because we all went to high school kind of together. I'm much older, but still. And as we were in the car, we were talking about people and, like, experiences and just things in general, and it was a lot of fun. So I think that aspect of it is an advantage.
Like, reminiscing is fun.
Yeah. Like, you'll understand that experience. Like, if you didn't go to Proctor, you don't know what it's like to go to Proctor. But, like, I don't know what it's like to go to Whitesboro, and I don't know what it was like to go to, like, New Hartford, but, like, when you go to Proctor, you knew the same teachers, you knew some of the same kids, and so I think that's an advantage.
What was your favorite part of the whole entire date?
We got our dinners. And we decided to try and taste each other's food.
Yeah, that
before.
was cute.
That was a lot.
Good
of
job.
fun.
Good job. And so you both got lobster-themed meals from Ocean Blue. She got the lobster roll. You got the mac and cheese. Which one did you like better?
I like my mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese. Team mac and cheese.
Really talk about fall that much?
Yes.
I watched it and I still
There
didn't
was some point you turned around and you were like, wow, it really is fall. And I was like, well, what other season would it be right now? How are you going to feel like going into the rose ceremony?
Oh,
Do you
the
think
rose
you're-
ceremony. I'm going to be an absolute wreck.
Uh,
It's going to be so nerve-wracking.
It is going to be nerve-wracking, but I feel like I had this conversation with Matt D and Matt L with the whole process of, like, going first and going last in the group dates because that's what they did. But you
Yeah.
had the first one-on-one. Do you feel like it would be easier going first or going last? Because it's kind of a different situation.
I feel like it's more of a lasting impression if you go, like, closer to the end. Because you got all of these things leading up to it that go last seem to have a better impression of it.
Right.
But going first, you do have the chance of making that really good first impression.
And you just get to lay everything right out on the floor and,
Yeah.
like, call it a day.
I've been talking about it with my friends. I either want to be knocked out first from the rose ceremony or picked. Because
Or picked.
I feel
I
like,
feel like those middle two, like, I feel like
especially the
I
last.
feel like being the last two people is probably the most nerve-wracking. What do your friends all say about this?
A lot of them are really happy that I'm doing this.
Have they been watching and keeping up with it?
Yes, they have.
And have they given you any feedback on your dates?
Yes, I have been told I was creepy a couple of times by my friends. So,
Why?
especially like my introduction, they're just like, "Oh, dude, the way you said that."
Just wanted to say hi?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was creepy.
No, my two best friends were just like, "Yeah, dude, that was kind of creepy." I'm just like, "No, I thought that was good."
I think, well, since, like, I'm there and I know the backstory and, like, I saw it firsthand, I'm like, definitely makes sense why he wants to say hi. I don't
Yeah.
think it came off creepy at all. He said that his friends told him he was creepy.
His friend said that to him?
Yeah, because they were like, wow, that's creepy. You just came there to say you wanted to say hi.
After all of that, you applied, you got interviewed, and then you end up on the show.
You just wanted to say hi.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think
I'm not mad at it.
You're shooting your shot, and
Right.
I think that he saw an opportunity, and this isn't the first time that anything like this has happened on the history of the CNY Bachelor.
Right.
Bachelorette. Like, people see it as an opportunity to either see if there's something there or
Correct.
potentially just be friends again.
Right.
What do you think about the fact that
Oh, you're interviewing me now.
yeah, sorry. I can't help it. It's like comes with the morning show. What do you think about the fact that, like, no, there wasn't a kiss, but when their first initial group date, when they first hugged for the first time, you literally yelled out loud. You were like, "Get a room," because like they hugged for so long, and like you could tell that there was like chemistry. Remember that?
Yeah.
So like, there wasn't a kiss, and do you think that like it's because like Kelly just doesn't like the kiss on the first date, or like? Do you think it's because it's just better not to do that when you're friends? Like, you
Well,
want to
she
make
has
sure,
told me she doesn't kiss on the first date unless like she's really feeling it.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's like,
But like, I don't. Do people kiss on the first date? Like, I don't even remember. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never really been on that many first dates
know.
before.
So, what is something that you would say that you struggle with in relationships? Like putting yourself out there, or is it just like kind of just the whole dating process itself? Like, what essentially made you want to do this besides it being Callie?
Besides it being Callie, it's hard for me to start talking. Like, I don't know, like, kind of the key beats to, like, start off, like, having a romantic conversation, getting interest. I feel like I'm a very boring person half the time, so I can't always think of the right things to say.
So you're kind of like more like the person like where you'd rather just like do it in person rather than like sliding into somebody's DMs.
Yes.
Well, I will say I feel like most relationships people start off as friends, so I feel like you are on the right track there.
Let's hope a little bit.
No, I don't know how I feel. Like, I feel like because when you're friends with somebody, you have to make sure before you like go
Make a
there.
move?
Yeah. That like you definitely want to like end the friendship and move over to the next round.
So I guess we can also talk about like when they went up on the chairlift. Do you think that Adam like should have put his arm
Yes,
around
100%.
her?
I was like, dude, like this is your chance. Get nice and close. I'm like, okay, as my job on the CNY Bachelorette, like my job is to be like there rooting for not only the Bachelorette, obviously,
But the
Callie,
guys.
but the guys too. I'm kind of like a cheerleader, and I kind of like tell them
A cheerleader
and
who
push
was
them.
crying all the way up.
We don't have to talk about that, okay? That he should have maybe made a move, but I also know who he is as a person, and I know he's not going to do that unless he knows that everybody's comfortable, which is a good thing. That's a good trait
And
to
he's
have.
made it very clear that this is like kind of putting him out of his comfort zone, which
Right.
isn't a bad thing.
No,
I
it's not.
said, hopefully, not hoping that like Kelly like denies him, but like saying hopefully like if it was to not work out that this would help him put himself out there.
For sure. 100%. You know, I think this is like definitely a weird way of dating. Like it's not normal, but it is fun. And I think that we do have fun, and I think the whole point of it is to like just meet new people and hopefully find love. But if we're being realistic, they spend a half hour maybe together on the group date, and then they spend an additional, I don't know, 2-3 hours on the actual physical date itself.
Right.
You can't determine whether or not you're going to be falling in love with a person after being
you
with them for like
imagine?
2.5 hours.
Having a wonderful experience.
You love it so far?
I love it. It is weird. It's like embarrassing, but also exciting having a bunch of people watch this video.
Why do you think it's embarrassing though? Because like you're putting yourself out there and people are like seeing it.
Yeah, I'm more of a super quiet person. I try not to draw attention to myself. So when I walked into work one day and literally everybody was watching this group date video, I was just like, oh,
Oh, hey, that's me.
that's me. And then everyone came to me. They're just like, oh my God, we're going to start making shirts and get fake tattoos.
Yes, Team Adam. Well, I would say that you're doing a fantastic job. I would say this is helping you come out of your shell a lot.
Yeah.
So props to you.
I think that what's cool about Adam's date was the fact that they did know each other. They were able to actually sit and talk with one another. And it was nice to see them like reconnect in a way that could potentially lead to romance. So Matt D's date was great in the sense that it comes out on Friday. You're going to be able to see it and watch it. But Matt D's date was scary good fun. And I think that it helped bond them in a way that like the other ones aren't going to get.
Right. I agree.
So I feel like
And they had a few drinks.
Yeah, right. But I feel like because of that, I can't say who I think's the front runner because is she going to go with who she had more fun with? Is she going to be with
I know, we don't
because
know.
she bonded over being scared with Matt D? Is it because like her and Adam had a good conversation? Like I don't know.
I wonder what she's going to base it all off of at the end.
Oh, well, I know I'll be talking to her all about it. But I'm interested to see how this all ends, and I can't wait for people to see the upcoming dates.
Yes. So thank you very much for coming in. I'm sure I will have you back in again.
Absolutely.
Alex's After Effects. And you can watch Adam's date. It's over on our Facebook page at CNY Kiss. And then Matt D's date is coming up this Friday. You want to wish him luck or you just want to say have at it?
Well, good luck. I think you're doing something scary, so I'm glad it's not me.